Hey, Mosaic Church, this is Gaylen Washington here with our edition of Fridays Are for Faith. I love the topic of faith so much, and I want to jump right in by talking about one of my favorite stories in all the scriptures about the paralyzed man who was seeking his healing. I want to read out of the Gospel of Mark chapter 2, and it reads, "A few days later, when Jesus again entered Capernaum, the people heard that he had come home. They gathered in such large numbers that there was no room left, not even outside, and he preached the word to them. Some men came bringing to him a paralyzed man, carried by 4 of them. Since they could not get to him because of the crowd, they made an opening in the roof above Jesus. They dug in and lowered the man down in front of Jesus. When Jesus saw their faith, he marveled and he said, 'Son, your sins are forgiven.'" Later on in verse 9, he says, "Which is easier, to say that this paralyzed man, your sins are forgiven, or to say, 'Get up, take your mat, and walk'? But I want you to know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins." So he said to the man, "I tell you, get up, take your mat, and go home." Verse 12 says he got up, took his mat, and walked out in full view of everyone. This amazed everyone, and they praised God, saying, "We have never seen anything like this." And I love Jesus' reaction to the almost indignance of the people who chose to get up on the roof and make a hole so that they can lower their friend down. You notice that Jesus didn't say, "Hey y'all, stop doing that. Don't break up that man's roof." He sat back, and it was almost like Jesus was saying, "I'm just waiting for someone to understand or to recognize who is in the room." Jesus responded to their faith, and their faith was rooted in what they believed in that moment. And so I want you to think about this for a second. They had every reason, the friends did, to turn around and to give up. The paralytic could have said, "This ain't working, guys, let's stop." But something compelled them to press in and hunt down what was needed. They looked, the street was choked. The room was packed. They couldn't even get through. What was it that compelled them to find what was needed? And I think it was this one thought: we must find Jesus. And I say that with me because it feels so good to say it. We must find Jesus. Friends, our faith is connected fundamentally to what we truly believe or what we know. And I would ask you, what do you know today about Jesus in your current situation? So let me ask you again. Is your heart's cry, "I must find Jesus"? Find Jesus in your family. Find Jesus in your work. Find Jesus in your schools, in your medical practice. Is our number one cry, "I must find Jesus"? Friends, I believe that we are all being invited to go to the next level in our faith in this season of pandemic. I really do believe that. I believe that Jesus, just like in the story that we just read, like he was waiting for people to take him at his word and believe him so that he could pour out his miracles. I believe he wants to do the same thing with us and through us right now. In fact, I don't even believe it, I know it. So this is what I've learned, and this may help you a little bit. I have learned that to go to the next level in my faith, it's going to take a little pressure off of you. It has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with you, and everything to do with Jesus. Isn't that like a liberating thought? All we need to do to experience God's power moving through us is for us to remember who it's about. If you look at verse 12, I want to remind you again, it says, he got up, took his mat, walked out in full view of them all. This amazed everyone, and they praised the man. No, they didn't praise the man that was walking. They praised God, saying, "We have never seen anything like this before." And so, friends, I want to encourage you, whatever you're going through, whatever your struggle is, I want to invite you in with me as my brothers and sisters to say, I want to level up in my faith, and I want to make my effort and my work about praising God and just watch what he does. So friends, I love you. And I want to thank you and just let you know we really do love you. Have a great day.